Alright guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video I've ever made, so bear with me on the bad editing and whatnot. So today, what we're dealing with is a squeaky bathtub. So, in my master bathroom, I have got a bathtub that, I don't know if you can hear it, but someone obviously didn't put any support in. And I've been dealing with this for about 2 years, but I finally decided to fix it. So I think what I'm going to do is go through the wall over here and empty probably 4 or 5 cans of spray foam underneath the tub, and hopefully that will support it and prevent cracking and it leaking water all over my apartment. So luckily I've measured it out, and the other side of this wall opens up right into my laundry room. So we're gonna go over there, take out some of the drywall and go from there. Now, some people have mentioned that I can take a drill bit and drill in through the bottom of the tub there and put the spray foam in that way. I'm not really comfortable with that because that's just another hole that I'm gonna have to deal with and prevent leaking. So I think my method's gonna be the best way. Might be a little bit more work. I don't really care, you know, not overly busy, and at least I know it'll be done right and it won't leak. So let's head over to the laundry room and go from there. All right, so this is my laundry room. I know it's not the best looking one, it's a little messy, but anyways, so like I said, my bathroom is on the other side of this wall, which unfortunately is behind this shelf. So I'm going to now spend the next little while and take out this shelf here, and so we can have a look at the drywall, and you know, we'll go from there and cut it out. So while I do that, through the use of movie magic, it'll seem like a few seconds for you guys. It'll probably take me about 45 minutes. So then we'll reconvene and go from there. I might also point out, this is a really good time to clean out your laundry room or your storage room, because you end up finding a lot of stuff that you have no need for, or any need for. So we're gonna keep going. Oops, I gotta move the camera. Instead of messing around with pulling off the shelves, I figured I just pull the whole shelving unit out. So alright, so now the shelf is out of the way. Always a little dirty, but what can you do? So now let's get a closer look and plan out where we're going to cut out the drywall. Alright, so now we are on the floor in the laundry room, and the tub is, or at least it should be, on the other side of the wall here. So what we are going to do is cut out a section of this drywall. I won't make you guys sit through that because that's kind of, you know, boring. But I think what I'm going to do, or at least what I'd like to do, is find out where the stud is on this socket and probably cut out onto the side of it. So hopefully the stud is on this side, because then I can cut out a larger section over here, whereas I don't have much room between there and the wall. So I will do that and get back to you guys, and we'll have a look at the underside of the tub. Alright, we're back. So, look at the progress here. I got the drywall off, as you can see. It actually kind of worked out kind of nicely. I took it just below the socket there. I've got a stud here, which actually is going to make it really nice for putting the drywall back in, because it's going to give me something to anchor to there, and all I need to do is add a piece of wood there, and it'll be easy to screw that board in. Now, if I can show you guys what we're dealing with here. So, as you can see, this is the bathtub here, so it actually does have feet, if you can see that. So the tub is actually sitting on stuff, but as I suspected, if you look under there, there's nothing holding up the bottom of the tub. So the legs are doing their work, but there's nothing holding up the very bottom, which I think is where the squeak is coming from. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick some expanding foam under there, and I've picked some up here. I've decided to use this max 3x max fill. I don't know if you can see that there, if the camera will focus. It might not. Oh, there we go. So I'm only going to use 2 cans of this stuff. I might need more, but it's supposed to fill actually quite a bit. So I'm going to start with 2 cans. I'm going to work in layers because I don't want it to, part of it not to dry and then put more foam on top of it. So I'm probably going to fill the gap with 1 can and then wait for it to dry a little bit and then put the second can in. I've got this hose here. That's what I'm going to do. I had a bit of an idea because this hole is not big enough for me to get under or get in, and I definitely can't reach the very back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this tube right here. If it'll focus again. I'm going to stick this tube on the end of the nozzle for the foam, and I'm going to use it to fill the back cavity back there with foam, so I don't have to try and crawl into there and make it really awkward. So hopefully that'll work. The space is a little tight, so I'm not going to be able to work the camera and fill with foam. So I'm going to do the first can, and then I'll show you guys where I'm at, and then I'll put in the second can, and we'll be ready to put everything back together. So I will see you guys again in a little bit. I'm gonna fool around here and see if I can make this work. So let's get at it. Alright, so this is how I got the first can of foam underneath the tub. I made a stick out of some short lengths of doweling, and I just Gorilla tape them together, and that's actually what I attached the tubing to direct where the foam went a little bit more efficiently. It was kind of tricky to control, but I think it did a decent job of getting the foam into the hard to reach places. The dowels are just something that you can get from the dollar store. They're pretty cheap, and then I just attached the tubing to the end of the can and held down the trigger while moving the sticks. So I'm just going to show you what the sticks look like here in a second. And so yeah, let's have a look at the second can and how that went in. Alright, so I got the second can in there. As you guys can see, it's actually filling up quite nicely. I don't know if you can see it way in the back there. It's actually doing a pretty decent job. So I'm going to let this sit overnight, and then go check the tub, make sure it doesn't make any noise, and then fix the drywall. So I will see you guys tomorrow, although for you it'll be only a couple seconds, and we'll make sure that this all works. Hopefully that foam keeps on expanding, I guess we will see. And then yeah, like I said, we'll patch the drywall, and then we'll go make sure that the tub doesn't make any noise. Hopefully that works. One last thing I forgot to mention to you guys. If you're going to use this expanding foam, if you get any of it on your skin or on your fingers like I did, clean it up right away, because that stuff does not come off. I got a bit on the floor here, and I had to quickly wash the floor and scrub it and make sure I got it off, because once it dries, it does not come off. And even while it's drying, it's incredibly sticky, and it's really hard to get off your hands and almost impossible to get off the floor. So be really careful when you use it. My mistake, I probably should have used gloves. I have them, but I didn't use them, so that was my bad. That was a mistake on my part. But yeah, if you're going to use this foam, make sure you guys use gloves. Be very careful with cleanup. I already threw my stuff in a garbage bag over there just to get it out of the way. Because yeah, it makes a mess and it's really hard to get rid of. So like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow and we will finish this up. Alrighty, so welcome back. We're on to day 2 of our bathtub project. So the foam that we put in yesterday has been sitting there for 24 hours now. It's had a good time to harden and will hopefully support the bathtub sufficiently. So let me see if I can show you here with my camera in one hand. So the foam has made quite a nice base for the bathtub. You can see it expanded actually perfectly. It even made it all the way back there. Hopefully you can see it all the way to the front. Getting around the side here was a little tricky. I had to MacGyver my stick a little bit to get around there with that tubing, but I think I got back there. I already was in the bathroom and I stepped on the tub a couple times. Doesn't seem to squeak at all, so I think our problem is solved. But I will show you guys that in a minute. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the drywall back together, and then I will take you guys into the bathroom and we'll make sure that the tub doesn't squeak anymore. So since I know you guys are not here to watch me put drywall back on, we're going to do a bit of movie magic and just go like this. 1, 2, 3, and look at that. The drywall's back in place. So, like I said, we are going to head over to the bathroom and make sure that the tub doesn't squeak anymore. So, let's head over there. Alright, so here we are in the bathroom. This is the infamous squeaky tub. So, let's see if our foam has done a good job. If you remember when I first showed you, it was quite squeaky. So, right, there's a little bit. Not nearly as bad as it was before. And there's a little bit. Actually, you know what? That's pretty good. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just very, very light. Oh, there's a bit there. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. That seems to have worked pretty well. I think when you have the sound of the water going, you won't even hear it. So you know what? I would call that a pretty successful fix. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you fix a squeaky bathtub. At least that's how I decided to fix it. If you guys know any other ways, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you found this informative. Again, bear with me, it's my first DIY or instructional video that I've ever made. If you have any tips or pointers, I know my lens wasn't that great, but hey, you do what you can. So, hopefully I will have some more projects to show you guys, and in the meantime, I'll see you guys later.